Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. To start things off, we have a lot of things to kind of cover. Without further ado, Coinbase has confirmed a $255 million insurance policy for its crypto holdings through Lloyd's of London. The policy is expected to relieve customers given the industry's track record of exchange hacks, security breaches, and vanishing assets. Coinbase's president of security, Philip Martin, says the policy is intended to give its users the certainty that they will be made whole if Coinbase were to lose customer assets. As the leading cryptocurrency exchange in the US, Coinbase was already covered for customers in the US. For the fiat deposits, the new policy is an extra layer of insurance for cryptocurrency holdings in hot wallets. Those are wallets that are exposed to the internet. Hot wallets are typically targeted by cyber criminals, of course. He said, "We currently hold a hot wallet policy with a $250 million limit placed by Lloyd's registered broker Aon and sourced from a global group of US and UK insurance companies, including certain Lloyd's of London syndicates. Lloyd's of London, which is an insurance and reinsurance market, has the power to pool multiple financial backers and spread risk." I think Coinbase announced before, I'm pretty sure it's Coinbase, it wasn't Binance, that I think they hold 99% of their crypto that they're holding for customers offline. So that is to say they are in cold wallets. They have no exposure to the actual internet, so people can't hack what isn't online. Anyway, so apparently now they have $250 million of insurance for cryptocurrencies that they do actually have on their platform. I wonder how this will expand, or how quickly this will have to expand. Simply because crypto moves very quickly up and down. So I don't assume that this is like the cusp or exactly how much they have on their platform at any given time. Because if we do have a situation where prices do increase by another 2, 3, 4, 500% over the course of a 6, 7, 8 month period, this may then have to be bumped up. Anyway, I mean, it's nice to hear. I mean, but this also, it's nice to hear that for those who are using Coinbase that you have some type of insurance should your money go missing. But on the other hand, it's also just another confirmation that Coinbase is basically a bank at this point. And I think that it's only going to continue. I don't assume that you'd easily let go of your top place on the markets when you're kind of I think one of the most popular cryptocurrency exchanges in the entire world. Next up, the world's largest cryptocurrency asset manager, Grayscale Investments, saw its value of assets under management, or AUM, top $1 billion the other day. Price gains across the crypto spectrum saw the value of Grayscale's Bitcoin holdings jump to $999 million. Grayscale tweeted to announce the milestone, publishing a breakdown of individual products and a headline value of $1.1 billion, actually totaling individual quoted products assets. Wow, sorry. So perhaps there was some rounding in play. The most important part is this thing right here. When the prices started going up, Grayscale came out and pretty much tweeted. I don't know what the actual tweet is. Anyway, not that important. This is the thing that they actually gave and showed everyone. Just in Bitcoin alone, from prices having gone up, they have just shy of $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. And then they have a whole bunch of other cryptocurrencies allocated into their funding as well. For those who are not looking at the screen, they have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Horizon, Litecoin, Stellar Lumens, XRP, and Zcash. I mean, the amount of money that's actually floating around in the cryptocurrency space is actually just completely, I want to say, flipping insane. And this was a very... not to say that it's not a big deal. A lot of people were talking about this simply because we're slowly getting indications of exactly how much Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies these companies are holding. And I think that it's important to be able to have these metrics for the future, because I've mentioned many times before, we don't have any clear numbers as to who owns what or how much is something owns who, or whatever the case might actually end up being. But going forward, when prices do start to increase and crypto does become more popular, I think these metrics will become like set a new standard, because we'll then understand exactly how much or how little cryptocurrencies are actually out there floating around, because I don't think it's as much as people think that there actually is. Next up, Weiss Ratings is in the news once again. Bitcoin might be the most popular and leading cryptocurrency in the world, but its popularity in the United States doesn't match that of another crypto. Weiss Ratings has revealed that XRP is more popular in the US compared to Bitcoin. In a tweet by Weiss Ratings, the company revealed that XRP was more famous than Bitcoin in the US last year. They stated that, according to Google Trends last year, the number of US users searching for how to buy Ripple was greater, and the popular search engine query, how to buy Bitcoin. This should make #XRP fans happy. This comes as a surprise to many, as Bitcoin has been the primary investment tool for people venturing into the cryptocurrency space. However, Ripple has been making some positive headlines since the start of the year. This doesn't actually surprise me at all. A lot of people who I know who are actually in the States, I get more questions from friends and family members on what's a Ripple, how to buy a Ripple. And in 2018, the number one question, I'm not even joking, was does Coinbase have Ripple? This is all I heard nonstop over and over. So it doesn't really surprise me as much. I'm pretty sure Bitcoin is still relatively or super popular within the United States as well. But even I think in 2017 and also beginning of 2018, we had like metrics as well that were showing that within the United States and also within Japan, they also apparently also love XRP. It's a very big thing over there. Yeah, anyway, let's move on. Next up, in an official blog post published yesterday, Viennese cryptocurrency brokerage platform known as BitPanda confirmed that it has received a license to operate as a payment service provider in Austria. Specifically, BitPanda received the Payment Services Directive 2 or PSD2 license in order that provides oversight into the operation of service providers in both the European Economic Area and the European Union. With this license in hand, entities in the European financial and technological space can launch new products and services for customers while following clear rules on how to operate within their common market. BitPanda's PSD2 was issued by the Austrian financial watchdog Financial Market Authority, or FMA. I myself have not used BitPanda. I think other people have been using BitPanda. I guess this shows their validity in the market now because they have an actual license within the European Union, even though they were working within the European Union before. We're getting a lot of news like this very recently or as of late where everyone's kind of showing off their fancy new license. I mean, you know, if you want to be legal and all that other stuff, you kind of have to have these licenses, but everyone's kind of showing off and saying, hey, we have this. Hey, you know, we are the 14th so-and-so who has one. Like, there was just a news yesterday that, what was it, like 97 companies within China now have a blockchain license or something like that. And people always get really happy whenever there's like a new anything that gets the Bit license in New York. So very good job for BitPanda. Have not used them, but I assume that they are very, very popular. Next up, TRON is in the news. According to data from DApp Review, the blockchain promoted by Justin Sun has more than 320 active dApps, which generate at least 1 million transactions a day. Yesterday, TRON set a new record by surpassing a blockchain height of more than 8 million. The news was reported by TronScan, noting that the accelerated growth of the network is a sign not only of its acceptance by users, but the effort of the team to decentralize the internet. That is, I mean, whatever. There's a war going on between Tron and EOS right now to see who can have the most dApps or running dApps or maps or whatever you kind of want to. Just a general war between those two. The more important part is down here. In addition to this achievement, all that stuff over here, Justin Sun made an announcement yesterday saying that he was going to reveal the details of something called the Sun Network, a layer 2 solution similar to Bitcoin's Lightning Network or Raiden and Plasma and Ethereum. Here's the actual tweet right here. A lot of people thought he was joking, and we still have no actual confirmation, at least at the time of me making this video, if he wasn't joking. And I don't mean that as like in a mean way. I mean, him and Vitalik Buterin have been having tons of conversations, fights on Twitter, whatever you kind of want to call them. And Justin Sun has been known before in the past to make fun of things that Vitalik Buterin has written on Twitter. So apparently people thought it was a joke because this sounds similar to what the Lightning Network is, the Lightning Network, and what the Plasma Raiden network is supposed to, or are supposed to be, on top of the Ethereum network. So for those who are not looking at the screen, according to Mr. Sun, once this implementation is launched, the number of Tron dApps users would multiply by 100x. He said, Tron will release the details of the Sun network soon. #Sun Network is our layer 2 solution to achieve 100x scalability. TRON's dApps usage is poised to scale from current millions to hundreds of millions after launch. Go, TRX, BTT, BitTorrent, BTT, TRX. Did he BTT twice? Anyway, this is, I mean, everyone keeps throwing stuff out there. Everyone keeps saying, we can do this, we can do so and so and so. Apparently, this is relatively new. This is some hyped up news that we have right now. Every single time that another cryptocurrency platform comes forward and says, hey, we can do that, we're faster, stronger, better, cooler. Another one comes forward and says, hey, we can do it. TRON, while it may not be my favorite cryptocurrency project out there, they better have full details and actually be able to implement this within the next year, because not many people are waiting around for 2, 3, 4, 5-year solutions anymore. So I assume within the next couple of days, I assume he wouldn't have released this information without actually planning on giving information by the end of next week. We'll see. In one of the more interesting stories that we have today, Nobuyuki Kobayashi, the trustee of the notorious Japanese Bitcoin exchange known as Mt. Gox, has announced Wednesday that all creditors who have filed rehabilitation claims have received their decisions. That pretty much means anyone who was like, hey, I had Bitcoin on Mt. Gox, they've received their decision as to if they're going to be getting their Bitcoin back. In late March, Kobayashi had announced that the processing of filings had come to an end. According to the newly published paper dubbed Questions and Answers Regarding Approval or Disapproval, the decision has already been sent to the users' emails. The document provides detailed instructions for the applicants who have previously filed rehabilitation claims. In case one disagrees with the decision, an application for the assessment of the claim can be filed with the court. Kobayashi also warns that the timing and method of payment have not yet been determined, and that the details will be revealed later in a rehabilitation plan. As Cointelegraph previously wrote, roughly 24,000 people were purportedly affected by Mt. Gox, which resulted in the loss of 850,000 Bitcoin. So as of right now, I don't know any of these people, but whoever had Bitcoin on there, who claimed that they had Bitcoin on there, they've received the decision as if they are going to actually receive Bitcoin back. It's so annoying. It's very weird. I don't cough for hours. I can talk and talk and talk. I can have phone calls. I can do all this other stuff. I can jump out the window if I want. And for some reason, I don't cough. But once I start making videos, I start coughing. It's very annoying. The part that we have to wait for right now is, I guess, maybe information on how these payments are going to be given out. We had news before, or information, that they have a huge reserve of fiat currency, paper money, and they also have, obviously, the Bitcoin that this guy was holding on to. The overall thing is that if people opt to, I'm hoping that people opt to just simply get cash, we can be done with this. If people opt to get Bitcoin, then the market has to then worry about people who are going to have huge chunks of, you know, there are certain people who will have 25,000 Bitcoin, 18,000 Bitcoin. And what I think is going to happen, I don't know, but it's just an idea floating through my head. There are a lot of people around the world, or rather, put it to you this way. There are a lot of very rich people in the cryptocurrency space who understand the ramifications of what could happen if hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin re-enter the market. It would be detrimental to the prices of not only Bitcoin, but the wider cryptocurrency market, because we have to follow Bitcoin. So what I have a feeling is going to happen, myself, what I think it could happen, is that these people are probably going to try and stop people from actually taking the cryptocurrencies and just taking cash and be on their way. Or for those who do take the Bitcoin, probably trying to buy it up before it actually even hits the market. These are just things that I'm thinking of. You know, there's billions of dollars at risk in the entirety of the cryptocurrency. Like, what is it? Bitcoin's like $100 billion or something ridiculous like that. So there's a lot of money at stake, and you kind of don't want it to kind of all evaporate because people are selling stuff that they just got back. Anyway, I guess as the weeks go on, if I'm not mistaken, I think May is supposed to be not even June. Like, I think May is supposed to be like the time frame when we have, like, everything will be done. Like, people will have their money back. So we're very, very close to it. Let's hope that we can figure this out, because the last thing we need is 850,000 Bitcoin flowing onto the market right now. Last thing that we need. Just something that I'm seeing floating around, and it's not even like on 3 websites. It's like on 15 different websites. Like 7 or 8 different websites. Everyone's talking about that Litecoin is setting itself up for another big push upwards. You can kind of see the little right there. Everyone was saying that as we got very, very close to $100 the other day, that Litecoin was showing a bit of resistance, around $95, give or take. But apparently, the idea is that if Litecoin can break $100, then the sky is the limit for it. I dare not say that we could do this by sometime next week. It appears that the market is setting itself up for another upside price-wise, so let's see exactly how that ends up going. There are a lot of people talking about, and it's not even just Tom Lee. Tom Lee's a bit of a character in the cryptocurrency space for those who don't know Tom Lee. He has recently reported that he believes that the fair value of Bitcoin is $14,000 US. While that may, it doesn't really sound crazy, especially after all the adoption that we've been getting during 2018. But a lot of other people have also been mimicking that same kind of thing. A lot of people have been saying 13,800. They think that the price of Bitcoin should easily be over $11,000. That just based on fundamentals, usage, so and so, blah, 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 network use, blah, blah, blah. That it should be a lot higher. And I've been seeing a lot of other, I've been listening to a lot of other analysts. One does not know everything. I do not know everything, so I try to gather as much information as possible. A lot of people have been showing on their charts, on their technical analysis, and all this other stuff. I've combed through many a video and many a blog and many a everything. A lot of people are saying that they believe that sometimes by the end of summer or by summertime, that Bitcoin could be over $15,000. This is based on the launching and or execution of the NASDAQ thing, the Backed thing, and everything else, etc., what have you. It does seem believable. I've thought for a while Bitcoin should not be below $10,000. It just doesn't make any sense anymore. Like, if whatever. It's my own personal opinion. How far that we've come, all the extra infrastructure that we've got, and all the other stuff that we know that are going to launch. For some reason, prices only end up moving whenever things actually end up launching, which is kind of nonsensical. Like, if you knew that it was going to happen before, why wouldn't you buy when prices are lower? Why would you wait until something, like, why would you wait 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 7 months for something to actually end up launching? And that's when you kind of fall into the market and start buying as much as you possibly could when you knew that it was going to be launched before 6, 7 months ago. Just how the cryptocurrency market is. And the last thing is, for those who aren't looking, it says Ripple late to the party as XRP pumped in price by 12%. I don't know what it is about XRP. For some reason, it's just this magically weird token. Same exact thing happened in 2017. The rest of the cryptocurrency market was pumping like crazy. XRP stayed below a cent. That is to say 1 cent. For quite a long amount of time. And then within like the 3-month period, it went from like 1 cent to like $3.60. It's just a very odd coin. It has very weird pumps. I have no idea what's going on with it, but apparently the price pumped by 12% last night. I think at the time of making this video, it's up around 6.7%. The wider market is not dipping down, but Bitcoin's not pumping as hard anymore. It's still scratching that $5,000 surface, which is really, really weird because we were above 5,000. It seemed to be holding steady. And then last night, for some reason, I was looking at the actual chart. It was really weird. It went from, I think it was $5,014 to $4,999, and then 97, and then 72, and then 68, and it just kept on dropping until it hit like it was 4,900, and now it's just kind of floating around this number right here. So when Bitcoin, we all know, isn't doing spectacularly, the rest of the market also kind of has to abide by its rules. It's kind of the easiest way of saying it. Anyway, I think that is definitely going to do it for this video. I mean, to be fair, at least the market isn't like down by 15-20%. Some days the market does have to lull sideways. Typically on the weekends, prices tend to go down because a lot of people for some reason forget that crypto is a 24-hour market and people just stop kind of trading a lot. But I'm hopeful that we do have continued market activity. I believe, and a lot of other people believe as well, that Bitcoin is going to try and make a push to 6,000. I see no reason why it shouldn't. I know a lot of people are still trying to accumulate. There was something also talking about like an accumulation phase that people think will end by the end of spring. it kind of is what it is. I've been accumulating nonstop. I believe in the long-term I believe in long-term prospects for all these cryptocurrencies. I believe at some point that XRP is going to hit $15. I believe at some point Litecoin is going to go over 1,000. I believe at some point EOS is going to pass 200. I believe at some point that Cardano is going to go above $2.50 or $3. So buying at 7 cents, 9 cents, 11 cents, or 15 cents doesn't really matter to me. I just keep on accumulating because at some point I know I'm still going to, if I buy a Cardano at $2 and it goes up to $2.50, I've still made an enormous amount of profit. That's just kind of how I look at the space. So many people aren't buying because they're waiting for like extra dips, or they end up waiting for the price to actually start shooting up, and that's when they end up buying. To each his own. I do not follow that. I just keep buying because I know that at some point this is going to go back over $1.20, and I'll still make profit regardless. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening. Wherever you are, wherever you might be, I hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. I do appreciate all of your support. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Vlad the Impaler, Gilbo Snake, Rai, Brady Niels, Arthur Yaku, L. Doug, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Nick Mangialavori, Travis Haynes, Yasha Harari, Anthony Charles, Nick Kanaya, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Wise Night Owl, Joey Carafa, Crypto Joe, Jim Gardner, Jared Schneider, Jeremy Fox, Amy Starsheen, Richie Rich III, Jeffrey Ramsey, Cody, Carl Birchenoff, Paxis, Jeffrey Dam, Nicholas, One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Setsuna, Minting Coins, Crypnotic, RF Dusty, ShaolinFriedRice.com, Crypto Artist Coldy3D.com, and SC Verzely Fine Art at scverzely.com. Thank you all very much for your generosity. I do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.